pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to the June 22nd, 2022 Town of Carmel Planning Board meeting. First, we have first item on our agenda tonight is on for a resolution. It's the Almeida Hernane, 26 Glenview Drive.
Hi, good evening.
Mike, you didn't have any comments
No,
on this,
all
correct?
it's on for resolution. All my comments have been addressed.
Very good. And Rich?
Same, on for resolution, all comments addressed.
And all planning comments have been addressed, and you have a draft resolution before you this evening.
Very good. Any questions from the board on this?
Making some tomatoes, I
Good.
mean.
I thought the same thing.
We're going to vote on the resolution. Have anything yet?
No, nothing to add.
We're good.
Thank you.
Okay. So
Good
can I
answer.
get a motion for a resolution?
Mr. Chairman, I'll offer the resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 22-11, dated June 22nd, 2022, for tax map 55.5-1-18, D. Almeida, 26 Grandview Drive, regrading plan.
A second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Okay, next up on the agenda, we have Suez Water, New York City, London Bridge Wells, 39 Brook Street. And this too is on for a resolution. Mike, I see you have no comments
No
on this.
comments. It's on for resolution.
Rich, you're good?
It's on for resolution.
And Pat, we have a
And you
resolution.
have a draft resolution before you.
Okay. Any questions before we vote on the resolution? Okay. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 22-12, June 22nd, 2022, tax map number 64.7-1-10, Suez Water, New York, London Bridge Wells, final site plan approval.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, also up for Suez Water, we have Guymer Wells, 70 Guymer Drive. This is on for resolution. Mike, you have no comments, correct?
Correct.
And Rich, no comments?
Ditto.
And Pat has a resolution drafted for us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adopt the site plan resolution?
I'll offer the resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 22-13, June 22, 2022. Tax map number 75.13-1-39, Suez Water, New York, Guymer Wells, final site plan approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. May I ask
All
a
right.
question?
Sure.
Are there any further steps for us? Because it's our first application with the town, so posting bonds, or like our consultant gonna hear, what should they expect next?
So we will give you a copy of the resolution.
Uh-huh.
There are conditions in the resolution, like posting a performance bond and so forth. All of those conditions need to be satisfied before Mike can issue the building permit.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
And just touch base with Rose tomorrow. Touch base with Rose tomorrow.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up on our agenda is for a site plan. It's PGI LLC Endoscopy Center, 667 Stoneleigh Avenue. Joe, how are you? Okay. Mike, I believe you had a memo, you have a memo on this?
Yes, I did. The applicant proposes to add an exterior staircase and change the traffic pattern to the rear of the Barnes Medical Building. The practice was told that they needed to add the second means of egress by one of the medical associations, I believe it was.
Correct.
Will any other spaces need to do the same renovation in the near future, meaning other offices in there? If so, we should try to get all of them at the same time to make sure if we can share some of the the landings and just have one stair come off, but we'll have to talk about that another time. Provide an expanded view of the oval shape depicting the area of work to be performed. If you could blow that up a little, it's a little small, it's hard to see exactly what you're doing.
The circled area?
The oval, yeah.
No problem.
Provide a floor plan of the endoscopy center so I can see the path of egress. Provide a detail of the accessible path to the building from the accessible parking spaces, curb ramps, sidewalks, etc. Provide a detail of the stairs and the landing. Provide an elevation showing the stairs and landing as it will look when complete. Like, if you could show that back of the building, you know, what you would submit for a plan, but you should submit that so that they can see what it is. And the parking calculation does not include the pharmacy. Is there a reason that it's not on there?
This was a brand-new survey, so I included all the buildings that were shown on the survey, unless they missed somebody, might miss the building.
The building's there, but you have it as office. It's actually a retail.
Oh, okay.
So just make sure it complies. It
Okay,
should,
no-
but it's
No
just,
problem.
and that's it.
Thanks. Is that just a matter of re-identifying the space?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then,
because the parking calculations are different for pharmacy versus,
correct, it's based on doctors, where pharmacy is based on retail, which is square footage. So that's to make sure that you still comply with
Yeah.
the total number
No problem.
required.
Okay. And Rich, you had a memo on this as well, right?
Yes, there's very little site work being done, but the referrals are required to the Carmel Fire Department. Details should be provided regarding the proposed or new or modified parking areas, including striping, lengths and widths, travelways, et cetera. All plantings, there is some plantings there should be verified by the Town of Carmel Wetlands Inspector. A note should be added to the drawing, and they should be installed per section 142 of the Town Code. Notes should be added to the drawing.
Pat?
And just a couple of minor issues. The stair meets all the zoning setbacks, that's not an issue. As you've heard, they are removing some parking. There are 194 parking spaces on the site today. The parking requirement for the site is 188. However, the point Mike raised may have changed that number a little bit, but they have an excess, so it looks like it's okay, but you have to confirm that, Joel.
sure, no problem.
And the note about the plantings that Rich just talked about, it's just a note for plantings, so you have to specify species and sizes on the
I
plant.
think we have a legend regarding these landscape on plan.
So link it to the drawing itself, so that,
Sure, no problem.
and any lighting on the stairs?
Yes, there will be lighting. Well, interior, obviously.
Okay, so if there's exterior lighting, just put the
Oh.
detail on the plan.
These are exterior stairs, correct?
What?
This is not a stair tower. This is stairs outside the
It's
building.
No, no,
exposed.
it's enclosed,
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
That's what
that
I-
was unclear to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know that. I thought
Nor
it
did
was
I.
a stair,
No,
like a
we
landing and then
submitted-
stairs.
No, we submitted the floor plan showing the enclosure, if you looked at the floor plan, and then the last sheet shows the elevation.
So that clarifies things. So
Joe, would you take us through that?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk through.
Yeah, let's walk through it.
Okay, sure.
Wow.
This is Stoneleigh Avenue. This is the perimeter of the barn's site plan. All parking here is going to be staying the same. The only change is in the back here where this endoscopy office is, this company that services them is requiring a second means of egress, and that's why we're here before the board tonight. As you can see, it's a good idea. I will take this circle area where the construction is going to happen and blow it up, and so that it's more visible. But basically, you're coming down, there's a hallway down here, which you'll see in the plan in a minute. It comes down, and there's an enclosed staircase to get patients out. And the reason it's here is because this is the recovery room, so this is where patients will be, and we'll get them out very quickly. What happens is, as the consultants mentioned, the basic travel plan, you can see with the arrows here, the basic traveling plan remains the same. The only thing is that 2 parking spaces were eliminated over here, and based on the calculations, we still have, let's see, about 6 cars more than we actually need, but I'll recalculate the pharmacy to make sure that it still conforms. So we lose the 2 parking spaces here, we move the sidewalk on the outside of the staircase, and then, of course, we show a whole bunch of all new planting around the staircase. There's planting already on the site plan in the front and along the sides. But again, this whole area where we're doing the construction will have whole series of all new plans.
Will this structure block any of the windows from the lower offices?
Yes, you'll see that in a second. Yes, it does.
I didn't get that.
This is their space now. This is the recovery area, which is up over here, and this area over here will be the exit for coming out, God forbid, in case of emergency, and coming down the stairs. As you can see from the hatching here, this is all enclosed and will be about 4 or 5 feet away from the existing building, and you'll see it in the elevation. Fortunately, the area on the lower floor below this is all storage area, so that even though we're going to be coming in front of those windows, will not block anyone, any offices or any labs or anything like that.
Joel, that was never submitted to us. That's why.
What's that?
That was never submitted to us? I didn't see that one.
It was all part of the package. I gave
Okay,
5
I'm
copies.
just telling you, I only had 2 sheets.
Yeah, that's all.
Existing conditions and the site plan.
I don't know how it happened, but I apologize. This was also submitted. Anyway, this basically here, this is the area where you're coming out onto a platform, and the dot in here is the staircase coming down. So as you can see, we're coming past the window that's over here, but again, the area behind this window is just storage. And the area up here is just a small area of a lab. This is not an office or anything like that. So we feel that architecturally, and I'll embellish upon it in the next submission to show it more detailed as far as the elevation is concerned. So I think it certainly, and of course, the siding and the roofing and everything will match the existing building, which, if you look at the pictures over here, you can see where basically it's a horizontal siding in a grayish tone, which will match. And this is the area where the stair is coming down. Any questions? I'll be happy to answer them.
Joel,
Yeah.
is the primary purpose of this an emergency exit?
Yes.
Okay, so
That's
it's not
all.
going to be used?
Oh, no. It's only be used in case of emergencies, yes. Again, this company that controls endoscopies or whatever, those type of businesses, is now requiring 2 means of egress from all their, it's not just this building, but around the entire state.
Which story are they on, the second?
Yes, they're basically up over here. So this is where the staircase is going to come, and it'll come down this way.
So from the front of the building, they're at the first level.
Yes, that's right. Because of the hill, Michael's absolutely correct. Over here, the building is physically showing 2 stories, but when you come in from the front entrance, which is right over here, it's only 1 story. So what happens is the grade drops, and that's why this, even though they're on the first floor when you come in, when at the back of the building, they're on the 2nd story. And to answer your question, basically, it's this type of operation that this company is requiring it. I don't believe there are any other endoscopy type business offices in here, so the answer is there shouldn't be any more.
That's fine. I just,
No, but it's a good question.
when they, whatever, sedate, whatever it is that they do to people to put them out when they do the test, they wouldn't want them, that's why I asked, because the
Walking down
elevator
those
would,
stairs.
you don't want to go straight down the
Yeah.
pile of stairs. So
That's
that's
what I
why I
was
was asking that question, that they're at grade, most of the people are going to go out the front of
They'll
the
go out the
building,
front door, which is that
unless
grade.
they
That's
have to
correct.
use the other means.
Yeah, unless that for some reason is blocked. That's the only time they'll use the entrance back over here.
Will the base of those stairs have a door, or will there be a door at the top?
Yes. There'll be a door at the end of the existing building to go into the staircase.
Right.
There'll be a platform here and the stairs coming down, and there'll be a door at the bottom. So this will be actually climate controlled, so that it'll be,
And that door remains locked at all times?
yes, it only comes out and you can't open it from the outside. Correct.
Would those have panic bars on?
Yes.
Top
Oh,
and
yes.
bottom.
This door up here and this door will have panic bars, but from the outside, there'll be no way to open it.
And there will be lighting inside?
Yes. Or candles, depending on the situation. The electric bills have gone up so much.
Joe, one correction to make on the survey. It states that the address is in County of Westchester.
No, it says here, Stoneleigh Avenue, Carmel, New
Right
York.
here,
On something else?
looking at it. Survey says,
On the survey?
the survey.
Oh,
On the survey.
oh, okay. Well, I didn't do the survey,
Needs
so.
to be corrected.
But I will tell it to the surveyor.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions from the board?
No, emergency only.
Okay, so the next, there are a few comments that have to be cleaned up here. The next step for you, this would be to schedule a public hearing. So,
Can we wait till we get some of the answers? We need to check the calculation on the
Parking spots.
pharmacy and things of that nature. Just, you don't want to have the public hearing and have them go to zoning after that.
yeah, okay, makes sense. So we'll hold off on the scheduling.
No
We'll
problem.
address the comments.
We'll be ready for the next meeting,
and
sure.
We'll review it the next meeting, and then we can see,
Okay.
and go to public hearing then.
Great. All right, thank you very much, and enjoy.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay. So next up on the agenda is Demag and Ademi, 552 Route 6, and this is amendment to a resolution.
Want me to explain, Mr. Chairman?
Yep, we don't have any comments on this.
I don't, but I was going to explain too, but go ahead, Joe.
Explain.
If you recall, on the resolution that you approved, I guess, a meeting or two ago, there was a comment that, and I'll show you where it is, that there had to be an easement with the Albano Realty Company next door so that the garbage trucks would have to go onto Albano's property to get to the refuse container over here. And then, make a long story short, we negotiated back and forth with Mr. Albano. Final analysis was he wouldn't grant the easement. So we tried to do something a little unusual, and we have the proof that it's going to work. I sat down with Mike Carnazza and the chairman, Craig, and I came up with an idea of taking the refuse enclosure and bringing it toward the front. So the comment from both Craig and Mike was that, make sure that the company that's going to be doing the garbage will be able to take the container, roll it out, put it in the garbage truck, and go along. The other thing that's good here is that the actual traveled way is way out in front of the property line. So if the garbage truck can actually stop here, and the 2 lanes of traffic will still be able to traverse without interfering, or without the garbage truck interfering with the traveled way. And they'll roll out the container, put it in the garbage truck, and just move along. So, and also, both Mike and Craig asked me to get a letter from the garbage company saying that they will service it, they will take the rollout container out, put it in the garbage truck, and move on, which I believe I gave that a whole bunch of copies of that to Rose, so I assume you've got that also. So we basically just like to change the resolution to eliminate that requirement for an easement with Mr. Albano.
The trash enclosure will be fully on this property, though.
Oh, yes. Here, Mike, this is the property line, and the garbage truck actually is going to be back almost by the, if you remember, there's a stone wall along Clark Place, and the garbage enclosure will be behind the stone wall.
Perfect.
So there's at least over 8 feet between the actual property line and the garbage enclosure, but from the traveled way to the garbage enclosure is probably about 18 feet.
And we did get the letter from the garbage company?
Yes.
That's okay.
I only have one comment, just Joel, that area, again, that's where that water line was just put in. It's not paved, it needs to be paved before you put the enclosure in and before the garbage dumpster gets on there, but that's where the water line is coming in.
No problem.
Right now, it's still open, so it's nothing that impacts this resolution tonight, but it's just something that's some tidy work for the site.
No problem.
so.
We'll take care of that, of course.
So, Mr. Chairman, the resolution originally had language in it that required an easement. So that language is going to get removed in the amended resolution. I don't think there's going to be any other changes,
It's
though.
not, so that, you have the resolution before you, that language that Joe referred to has been removed, and the replacement language, just to deal with that issue, is all refuse shall be stored in bins, which shall be transferred to the curb on collection days.
Very good. Okay. Any questions from the board? Then I would need a motion to adopt the amended site plan resolution.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, the resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 22-10, June 22nd, 2022, for tax map 75.12-2-1 and 2, Dimage and Ademi, 552 Route 6, amended final site plan approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, next up on our agenda is Random Ridge subdivision, Kennecott Hill Road. And this is on for a bond return.
Bond reduction.
I'm sorry, thank you, bond reduction. Mike, you did not have any comments on this, correct? Okay. Rich, you had a memo, correct?
Yes, so the applicant's representative met with Joe and I to talk about a bond reduction on this site. It was discussed in 2018, November of 2018. At that time, the engineering department had performed a site visit, and we thought that the bond could be reduced to about 20% of the original. So the original bond posted was $1.96 million. The applicant provided a breakdown. At that time, we had no objection to the breakdown submitted. The work remaining totals about $300,000. However, we don't go lower than 20%, so at that time, we recommended leaving a balance of $393,400. The planning board had recommended this reduction to the town board. However, the town board at the December 19th, 2018 meeting approved the bond to be reduced only to $650,000. After meeting with the applicant, they are now again requesting that the bond be reduced to the original requested amount of $393,400. We recommend that the reduction now go from the $650,000 of $256,000, leaving that balance of $393,400, which is 20% of the original.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, just to give you a little more background on this, when the board originally accepted the reduction the last time, obviously it was set for a public hearing, which we would ask the board do tonight, and then it was referred to the town board. I went back and I looked at the town board meeting with respect to that, and for whatever reason, they did not wish to accept that. I believe this time they probably will. So
Thank
that's
you.
really all that's changed.
Okay. Very good then.
Members of the board, Maximilian Mahalik with the firm of Cuddy and Federer on the behalf of the applicant. Just one note, we did look at the town code and we understand all the appropriate processes were followed when the original bond reduction request was reviewed by the planning board and forwarded on to the town board, including the public hearing. And the town code only requires a public hearing before the consideration of the bond reduction by the town board. Because we are just simply requesting that the planning board re-forward its same recommendation from 2018 back to the town board, and we do not think a public hearing would not be necessary in this situation because that public hearing has been held, and also any comments on the public hearing would not necessarily be relevant, again, because all of those comments that were received during the first public hearing would have been related to the reduction request to $393,000. And because we're going back to that same amount and we are making the same request, and we're just simply asking that the recommendation be forwarded, we don't believe that any public comments at a public hearing would be material because no new request is being made.
But here's the rub. We don't know if the comments from last time resulted in a town board not giving you the full amount, going down to the 393. They very well might have. So, I mean, I myself, I'm not willing to forego the public hearing because it is something we always do. And I think that, given what happened in the past, it might be warranted. That's just my opinion. I don't know how everybody else feels.
And just to second that, there's been a passage of time since then, so we don't know what other views will be offered.
So I'll go one further. I would recommend that the board hold a public hearing, and the reason why I would do that is because ultimately it's going to go before the town board. The town board is going to inquire as to whether or not the public has had input on this and there's been any changes. I think it best helps you to have a public hearing. If the board asked me whether they should hold it, I would say yes.
Comments on it? No. I appreciate everybody's input. How long is the notice provision for public hearing? How many days out?
We can do this at the next meeting.
We meet every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Based on on the recommendations of the board and the input from the board and my personal feeling, we stay pretty consistent with what we do. In 2 weeks, we meet, we'll schedule a public hearing at that point, and then we'll move forward from there.
So just to clarify, then the public hearing wouldn't be scheduled until the next meeting in 2 weeks, and then from there, the public hearing would be held?
No,
Or-
scheduling it now for
Okay.
2 weeks hence.
You would have the public hearing in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, 3 weeks. We've got an extra week in the month there.
All right. Yeah,
A bonus week.
that's right.
You'll have to contact Rose, and
Yes.
she'll,
And we'll get it out there.
Get the notice out, and then when we have our next meeting, it'll be the public hearing, actually.
Understood.
Okay.
Yep, okay,
Yep, we just wanted to make the point,
understood.
yep, but we are looking forward to moving along here.
So are we. We'll set it up for you. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
You need a motion for the public hearing?
I'll make a motion that we schedule a public hearing for the next meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Then we'll schedule a public hearing for the next meeting.
Thank you.
I believe we have minutes from our May 12th meeting.
I read the minutes, made some minor suggestions to cleanups, but otherwise they were fine. So I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. And I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.